Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Mr. Danar and all of our friends. We from Group 1 will present the result of our discussion regarding the ecology of weeds, successional weeds, and foraging weeds in plants. Let me introduce our Group 1. The first, Icci P Sihombing, which the student ID number 023, Azzhra Danisya A, with student ID number 073, Yudikat Saputra, with the student ID number 099, and Imam Sugiri A Saputra, with the student ID number 109. In here, we explain three topics. The one with ecology, forensic weeds, and with succession. Next, the first with ecology. What is weed? Weeds are plants that are not planted by farmers because these plants grow in the wrong place and can be detrimental. With the grow and or in the vicinity of cultivated plants can inhibit growth and suppresses the final yield. Competition between plant and weeds occur both above the soil surface in the form of competition for sunlight, CO2, and growing space competition for water and nutrient. The same to the first. Next. One, competition. Competition in the definite as the struggle of two or more organisms to compete for the same object need for water, nutrients, CO2, light, growing space, and more. Competition will occur when there is interaction between more than one plant. Interaction in as even of mutual action between the plants. With this situation, with association occur on, cultivate plants so that they will fight each other for the material they will need, especially if the amount of this material is limited for both of them. And the last, the attitude of fighting over material that all equally needed between weeds and plants result in competition or competition. Next, in agriculture, we are underreachable because the first reduce production due to competing for UH, water, light, and growth space. Reduce yield quality due to contamination with pores. Release allopathy, compost the can interfere with plant growth, become a host for pathogenic pests that attack plants, and generally increases farming costs or within costs. Competition in plants consists of the first intraspecific competition or competition within the same plant species, namely the occurrence of competition between the same species in a plant bed. The second, interspecific competition or competition that occurs between different plant species in a plant bed. Then the last, intra-plant competition, namely competition that occurs within the body of one plant. Next. The ability of plants to compete with weeds is determined by the one weed species, two weed density, the larger of weed population, the greater the competition. Three, the time and duration of competition. Competition at the beginning of growth will reduce the quantity of yield, and at the time of harvest can reduce the quality of the yield. 4. How to cultivate. 5. Soil fertility rate. And 6. Cultivate varieties. Competition for water. Water is absorbed from the soil than most if it is evaporated or transpiration, and only about 1% is used for photosynthesis. For every kilogram of BO, which needs 330 to 2,990 liters of water. The large net in almost 2 times that of the crop, with Helianus annus correction to 2 times as much water as found and more. Competition for UH, which about more UH that plants or grady wets, the same dry wet which concentrates much and content as corn and more. Extraction of toxic compounds. Chemical compounds that have allopathic potential can be found in every plant organ. Example found is leaves, stem, roots, rhizomes, fruits, seeds, and tubers, and more. Say CO2 competition. So CO2 is a raw material in addition to H2O for the photosynthesis process and will be a determinant in the formation of KH, which is essentially the energy needed for plant life and more. Growing room competition, which will always be where there are plants growing, which are generally equipped with roots that grow wide and fast, quickly absorb water and nutrients so that they grow quickly.
Topic 2. Succession.
Succession occurs as a result of modification of the physical environment in a community or ecosystem. The succession process ends with a community or ecosystem climax or has reached a state of balance or homeostasis. First, primary succession. Primary succession occurs when the home community is disturbed. This disturbance results in the total loss of the original community, so that in the place of the original community, a new habitat is formed. An example found in Indonesia is the formation of a succession on Mount Krakatau, which erupted in 1883. In the area of the former eruption of Mount Krakatau, pioneer spores appeared in the form of resin and most plants that were resistant to sunlight and drought. The pioneer plants began to wither the land surface area, so that simple soil was formed. Second, secondary success. Secondary succession occurs when a community is disturbed either naturally or artificially. For example, natural disturbance such as floods, ocean wave fires, strong winds, and man-made disturbance such as logging and burning of grassland on purpose.
The difference between the two is the infection of primary succession when the home community is assured in the process of the original community, so that in defense to original community, new habitat was formed. Secondary succession of the community or ecosystem is pioneer naturally and the district does the competition disclose defense the original group, so district does not competition disclose or disclose to the community the or district life the absence. process of invasive identification. Invasion is definition as the movement of the species from an area with certain conditions to another area with different conditions, and usually the species population is still habitat. The species is able to influence the environment if it is well in a new environment so that even if it's grow but the instrumental to local environment damage caused by increased production is adverse to the population of biodiversity, disrupt the endangered place species can change habitat, change natural ecological processes, and disrupt plant association with other plant of animals. Sometimes some types of aliens with architecture the enclave from plants and covering less areas. Ecological injustice. Impacts of increased forest plants. Some of ecological impact caused by increased alien plants are one reduced biodiversity, destruction to endangered species, change natural ecological processes such as transition, distress animal association such as pollination and seed dispersion.
Introduction are made by humans because first economic business aspect, second fulfilling the food relationship. Cattle were introduced from Australia to meet the needs of food ingredients. Third, manipulating the ecosystem.
Next is foreign weeds. Next. Foreign weeds or invasive foreign plants are immigrant plants that are able to dominate in an area that is a threat to the original species. Foreign plant in Indonesia, there are 1936 foreign species consisting of 187 families. Next, foreign weeds impact. As technology evolves today, it will be very difficult for our countries to close themselves off from the findings and influx of alien species. Invasive species are closely related to alien species, so it is often called invasive alien species. Invasive alien species are defined as species that are not local species in an animal system and that cause economic and environmental disruption and adversely affect human health. For example, Enceng gondok or Eichhornia crescens is one of the water weeds that originated in Brasilia in 1887 in the invasion of Bogor street plants. Its growth is very fast and aggressive throughout the stolen or detected part of the stem. This weeds spread in almost all reservoirs so that they clog waterways, navigation channel, and ponds, so that the water flows slowly, as a result of which fish production decreases due to oxygen deprived fish inhibiting light penetration, thereby inhibiting phytoplankton growth. How to control by using natural enemies Neocatina acornia and Neocatina brucei, or moth caterpillar can also be controlled using glyphosate, herbicide, and paraquat. Foreign weed threat. Invasive foreign plant species are able to suppress the growth of native plant species found in ecosystem so that it can cause local extinction of native plant species.
Okay, well, that's all we can say. More or less sorry. Thank you. We're done. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.